Welcome everyone to this community call. Today Federico will not be joining us, but we have a presentation from Wemian about integrations. But before that, let's start with updates from William.
Yeah, sure. I don't have that much to say that I haven't said in previous weeks. I'm thinking a lot about modules that you can do in the upcoming V2 around different ways you can draw jurors. Particularly using soulbound tokens, having a screen where like you can use proof of humanity to limit jurors to 1 vote per draw. I'm writing a blog article about these ideas and sort of comparing different models of security and trying to delve into exactly what that means, both on a usability but also a security level. So I'll share the blog article with you when it eventually comes out. But in the meantime, if people have questions about these ideas, I'm on Telegram. Other than that, we have our boot camp that's just recently started. And I have my sort of workshop that I'm going to be giving to the bootcamp participants next week on mechanism design. So these are different projects that are looking to integrate Kleros. We sort of give them these series of lectures and participatory workshops on how to build like a good crypto project. So particularly, I'm going to give my sort of spiel interactive workshop on how to avoid how to minimize the attack surface of your project.
Great. I think that there's not many people that can give advice on that. Nice. So apart from the bootcamp that started last week, there's also this week some researchers and Damian started doing the interviews for the Kleros Fellowship program. So it looks like there were some interesting candidates, and it will continue for the coming weeks. So where else? We had a new deployment of the V2 with lots of improvements on the UI and UX, bug fixes as well. And if you staked on the previous version of the V2 testnet, you need now to restake to stake on the new court to get drawn and get a case. And yeah, you probably noticed lots of improvements. Like the most common complaints were fixed. For example, the filtering. It's very easy now to identify which case and which round you were drawn to. So okay, and these last Saturday we had a tournament, a soccer or football tournament here in Argentina, and we won the tournament. Just a nice event with 8 projects, local projects that made different teams. Okay, I think there's a lot more going on, but maybe let's continue with you, Wemian.
Yeah, sure thing. Let me just put up the slides real quick. Hi, everyone. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Guang Mian. I'm the Integrations and Partnerships Lead at Kleros. Normally, I'm in Singapore, so the time zone doesn't make it very easy for me to join a community call. But today, I'm in Mexico, so yeah, it's very good timing for me. Glad to meet you all if I've not met you before. Yeah, today I wanted to give you guys a very short update on where we are in terms of integrations. So last year, I think at the start of this year, we gave a very short presentation as well about the acquisitions that we had in 2022. And I think right now, looking at different things like, the fact that we are on the cusp of going to V2 and the fact that we have had several major partnerships announced this year is a good time for us to just check in with the community and let you all know where we are and where we are growing. Looking at 2023, this year has mostly been about consolidating on a couple of use cases that we have found a lot of traction with, and trying to keep pace with the astronomical growth that we had last year as much as we can. Yeah. Looking at the graph on the screen, you can see that this year we have, by this month, grew to about 163 partners. that is about 50% more than last year at the end of last year. You might notice that this is a slowdown in the pace, but this is natural and something that we expected as well. You know, the market has been slowing down a lot due to the bear market. We see a lot of projects either dying off or building less and less. So the number of partners that pop up that would be able to use Kleros has also noticeably declined. But despite that, we have been able to grow, and yeah, we are pretty satisfied about that. The single market that we've been doubling down the most on is data curation. That has been having a lot of traction with our partners, and also has been the single biggest contributor to community activity in the last 6 months. And so this year, we managed to acquire several key partners in the Explorers and wallet space, including Ledger, Etherscan, MetaMask through the MetaMask Snaps integration, Web3 antivirus, and also Nethermind themselves for the resolution of slashing and DAO disputes in the future. Yeah. So with these acquisitions, we can more or less say that now we are the best way for people to tag their addresses across the entire ecosystem. And by next week, we will be able to support the tagging of addresses across 20 different chains, you know, like Moonbeam, Base, Linear, and many others. So what's around the corner? We have recognized that the 3 registries like tags, tokens, and CDN, they are basically the products that we need to double down on. And we are looking at different ways of improving the interface, potentially even coming up with specialized interfaces for just each of these registries. And in the next 2 months, you can also expect us to make some announcements on collaboration with several major exchanges and wallets. Yeah, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that you will find them just as impactful as the one that we announced just now. And so this is more or less the update. If you have any updates or suggestions about how to improve the curate interfaces, if you have not already done it, this is the time to pass that over to us right now. Yeah, we expect to take a lot of action in the next 1-2 months, and we'd love to get your feedback. Yeah, so yeah, happy to take any questions if there are any. And yeah, thank you for having me today. Any questions from the community? I think I saw a question in the community chat just now about Kleros and real-world asset tokenization. So to answer that question, you know, Kleros, we have been looking at real-world asset tokenization for several years now. The first research that we did was in 2021 with MakerDAO, looking at how Curate can be used to whitelist approved assets for composable use cases in DeFi. Yeah, but since then, we have seen that the greatest challenges in the real-world asset tokenization industry is not so much with the on-chain bits, but rather the tokenization and the legal aspects of enforcing custody of assets and the transfer of that in the real world. Yeah, so we are always, you know, our door is always open and keen to hear about new partnership opportunities. But we are also very closely monitoring to see if the legal challenges that we saw in the past 2 years, whether they have actually been addressed in a satisfactory way. Yeah. So that is, I would say, my response to whether we are looking at real asset tokenization.
Interesting.
Any questions?
Yeah, I have another example to add about this. Not exactly real asset tokenization, but there's a project they integrated us called CryptoCampo, and they integrated with a clause that says that if there's any dispute about the delivery of the goods that come from tokenized, how can I say, agro product that they are producing, that they can open a dispute in Kleros. For now, we did not get a dispute yet, but it's another way that this industry can use Kleros.
Yeah, indeed.
They are soon creating their second campaign. So
yeah, I think Marcos is the one. Yeah, I believe Marcos is the one managing the partnership. Maybe he has something to add on that.
Yes, I've been leading the partnership with CryptoCampo. The partnership was done at the end of last year or at the beginning of this year. We heard, we heard the CryptoCampo news that the first version was a success. So we are waiting to launch the second one. That's going to be, I think, in the next months. And again, as Jean said, if any user has any complaints with the project, they can start a dispute where Kleros is going to work or act as an impartial third party, and it's going to decide whether the user or CryptoCampo is right. In case the user is right, he's going to earn some incentives, some money. In case CryptoCampo is right, nothing's going to happen. So that's the way we are working with CryptoCampo. We might receive some new cases maybe with the next versions.
And another thing, Juan, can you tell us a little bit about the new use case that we've discovered, I believe 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, of Kleros escrow?
Yeah, sure. So a couple of weeks ago, someone from the community reached out to us representing this team called 0x Liquidity Swap. And after chatting with him, I realized that they represent probably the most tangible use case for Kleros escrow so far. They are basically using Kleros escrow to broker the exchange of the rights to withdraw liquidity from contracts, which is a long sentence to say basically, if you have money locked up in a contract and you want to exchange it for liquidity in the short term, you can sell it to him for a cut of the liquidity that's locked up. So imagine if you have, let's say, 1 ETH locked up, he can buy it from you for perhaps 0.8 ETH, and you get cash right now, and he gets to potentially profit from the difference in the locked liquidity and what he buys it for at a certain point down the road. Yeah, and he's using Kleros escrow to broker these deals. And in the past week, we have seen about 3 to 4 deals coming into Kleros escrow per week. And this is very promising. And we think that there will be more of such cases coming into the court very soon.
Nice.
Yeah, so
very excited about this. I believe it will be nice to have the developer on this call if possible in the coming weeks. Yes, I think anyone else has any questions or anything else to share?
Yeah, let me add one last thing about what you asked me about CryptoCampo. Actually, the way we are working with CryptoCampo is similar to the way we are working with Lemon, specifically talking about CryptoCampo. I just saw the news that they are going to mention when the second campaign is going to be launched. They are going to make a Twitter Spaces. So if anyone is interested, you can join that. And again, they are going to mention when is the second campaign. And now about talking Lemon, we have been receiving some new cases. Actually, this week, I think we received around 4 cases. So if anyone is interested to be a juror in those cases for Lemon, you have to stake your PNK in blockchain not technica in the Gnosis courts.
Nice. Yeah. Great to see this integration getting more volume. Okay. So I have the links for the pods today. If you want one, just DM me, and I'll be sharing the links. And see you on Telegram. Bye, everyone.
Cheers.